Hey guys, welcome back to Homesteading Off the Grid. I'm going to feed our giant catfish. Watch this. Whoa. This is just bread. See here, I've just got a slice of bread. I'm hoping this is coming out clear enough. Oh man, look at that. We have a pond. You've seen our pond before if you've been watching our videos. It's not that big. It's about 30 yards long and it's about 15 yards wide. And we've talked before about how, oh, there's a ton of bluegill coming in to get this bread. And what's going to happen, guys, is the big old catfish will come in to get the bluegill. It's kind of mean, but I mean, it's nature. But, you know, we always talk about prepping and having a food supply. You know, you get a deep freezer. You're dependent upon electricity. You get a generator, that's, oh, there's a, what is that? Do you see that big catfish right there? Oh, look at that. Well, you're always dependent on something. But if you got a pond, okay, if you're looking at freezing your food or keeping it in storage, but if you've got a pond, look at that sucker. He's big. That one's about, well, the smallest one's about 18 inches long. I don't know if you can tell with the depth of perception of the camera. But we've got one in here that's 30 inches long. But if you've got a pond, that was a bass, by the way, if you saw that flash. We have some largemouth bass in here, almost 2 feet long. But if you have a pond that constantly has water in it, and you have fish in your pond, well, there's your food storage that's not dependent upon electricity or anything like that. When we bought our place, too, ooh, there comes a big old, gosh, there's some, look at that big catfish down there. There's some bluegill in here almost the size of a dinner plate. When we bought our house 2 years ago, it had this pond and it had all kinds of bluegill in it. We cleaned it out some and we realized that there were a couple of largemouth bass in it. But we couldn't see any catfish. We fished in here, we couldn't catch any catfish, so we just kind of assumed there weren't any. So last summer we would go fishing, take our canoe out to the lake or the river or wherever, and we'd take a couple of big old coolers with us, and we would catch some big old catfish and we'd bring them home and stick them in our pond. There's a big catfish right there, see him? We ended up putting 25 in here. 6 of them died. They just didn't transition well to the difference in pH from the water or whatnot. We had a blue herring that was coming around up there in the shallow end of the pond to the headwaters, stabbing him in the head with his bill too to kill him. We had to run him off. And but we have at least 19 in here that we know of. And that was as of last year. And it's not going to show up in the camera. I'd show you, but we have got all kinds of tiny little there's a big catfish. We've got little tiny fingerlings in here that have been the baby fish that hide in the algae away from the big fish. I mean, thousands of them. Most of them are probably bluegill. There's a big catfish. But we know that there's some bass and catfish in here too. I mean, there's just got to be. We're assuming that there is. We've got about a dozen largemouth bass that we knew of in here as of last year that are mature and of breeding age, reproductive age and size. And the catfish are as well. So, man, they love this bread. And those catfish love to get the bluegills as they get the bread. I can zoom in. The guy looks like a shark down there, doesn't he? Look at all those. Well, look at that catfish right there. So if you have any form of fresh water source on your land, you can make a pond. This pond's man-made. We didn't make it. Like I said, it was here when we bought the place, but it was built in the 1950s. So it's been here for 7 years. Or I mean 70 years, my gosh. What am I thinking? I'm looking at that big catfish. See him right there in the center of the screen? You can't see from the camera angle, but there's about 5 big catfish down there right now swimming around. Oh, there's a giant bass down there. Look at that. Can you see him? Oh, look at that. No, that's a catfish. That might be the 30-incher. Look at that guy. There he is. There's our giant catfish. He wants some bread, so I'm going to give him some. Where'd he go? Oh, down there he is. Oh, he's a big one. I mean to tell you. Alright. Starting to rain. I might not have much sense, but I do have enough sense to get in and out of the rain most of the time. So here's a view of our pond in the rain. Thanks for joining us for another video here from Homesteading Off the Grid. Please subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you next time.